I just don't feel like any woman should ever propose to a man. That's just one thing that I'm just like, there's no reason for that to ever be reversed.
Anything over 25 is probably ideal. If you're going to date someone multiple years older than you, 25 is probably a good starting point.
You got caught. Oh, babe, I'm so embarrassed for you.
Be embarrassed. I'm embarrassed for you.
One Extra presents Pressed.
Hi guys, it's your girl Adeola Patronne. You know the vibes already.
Hey guys, it's me, Mariam Musa, your Miss Unproblematic, and welcome back to another Pressed podcast episode. So Adeola, does anything have you pressed today?
So one thing that has me pressed, I saw online and it kind of got me thinking because I saw the Adeola stuff, is like, why do people keep trying to force gender roles that just don't need to be there? Like, women are now doing roles that I feel like should just be kept as men doing it. Mm-hmm. Like
what roles are you talking about?
Like, I just don't feel like any woman should ever propose to a man. That's just one thing that I'm just like, there's no reason for that to ever be reversed.
No, I completely agree with you because I feel like this, do you know what it is? Yeah, I think there's tradition and then there's obviously empowerment and movement. I believe that there's certain things that men should just do and we all have to just accept it as what it is. And there's certain things girls should just do. And like proposing, I think it's like a man thing. I could never imagine myself getting on my knees and saying, will you marry me?
It's just really embarrassing. And I just feel like, I don't know, I just feel like the wedding is just doomed.
Do you feel like when most girls, do you feel like it comes from love or do you think it comes from like...
I think it comes from desperation.
Really?
Yeah, because why can't you just wait? And if he hasn't asked you, then maybe he doesn't want to marry you. Mm-hmm. Because I feel like every man already knows that it's their role to
pick a girl and
to propose. Yeah. So if he hasn't, then clearly there's something stopping him from. So why are you forcing it?
So you would never, ever, ever in your lifetime ever even think about proposing to anyone?
No. Like I think you could just make hints. Like you can make very hard hints. But actually doing the whole proposal, I think, is like a bit mad.
Because then when you think about a proposal, I always expect a proposal to be like the best. Like I always see it as a man has to make that one moment in my life so special. Like it's his role to ensure that I know, oh my God, he knows everything about me. He knows like what I want and he just asks me the question in the best way possible. And I feel like if a girl does it, it's like, guys, I just don't feel like guys think of it as a big deal. Like they wouldn't think about the roses unless it's you.
Yeah, so
they
then
wouldn't do
the
it.
whole day it's like, are you planning it around what you want for yourself? Like the whole romance? Or are you planning it around the man? Like, oh... Because then at this point, you might as well propose to him at a football stadium or something like
whatever you want, yeah.
Like around him.
But I feel like with Rita, I think she's such a, how do you explain it? She's such a I'll call her like a free personality. She doesn't give a heck. But I know a lot of people were like wondering whether it was because of the fact she loved him or the aspects of being with him as well. And she just kind of basically put her foot forward, like,
rush it.
Yeah, basically. So if you said this thing about the football stadium. So if you was to propose to a man, like, how would you do it? Like, ideally, like I know you would never, but if you was,
well, if I was, I would do it around what I want.
Yeah.
So I would. I can't think of what I want right now, but I'll do something around what I want, something really romantic, maybe on holiday, because then at least I could save myself the embarrassment of not being caught somewhere in the UK.
Yeah.
Private island or something, or private, like just in the beach where there's no one there, because I think I'd low-key be embarrassed.
So, yeah, I can't imagine you getting on your knees and
like in public ever. And then imagine like somebody's probably thinking like I'm like gonna bend down to fix my shoe or something, and then they're like, wait, hold on, wait, no, she's still on the floor.
And then you know the ones where like once
got a ring,
and when they see the proposal, everyone's
and then everyone brings their camera.
It's a bit like
I just feel like I just have this thought of like being out somewhere and let's say I'm just walking past Oxford Circus and I just see a woman just go to her feet to propose. I feel like I'd want to shout, stand up!
Like, get the up! It's crazy though, but do you feel like, for me, when I think of gender roles, like proposing engagement, it's up to a man to decide his wife and bring him to his home to create a new family, not me telling you, you're my husband. Nah, you're my husband. No. I love that guy said, you're my wife. I need to be my wife.
So yeah, and I saw this other thing online that kind of had me pressed, which is Drea and her new man, who's 21 years old and she's 38. And I just feel like that's just so mad. And I think if it was a man, like people would have been going more crazy. But the fact that obviously she's a woman, I don't think people are making as much noise about it.
For me, okay, so my opinion with that is I feel like we had this conversation earlier how we said like anything over 25 is probably ideal. If you're going to date someone multiple years older than you, 25 is probably a good starting point because you've experienced life. Like at 25, like where you want to be for most people is a bit more towards the road of, okay, settling down and just kind of being a bit more adult with your decisions and with what you do next in life. But I think anything over like 10 years is a bit like, what do you two really have in common? But then on top of that, I have seen comments where people, I think you said earlier, like how, you know, he's old, not older, but he's in a position where he's got status, he's got power, he's got money. So when you put those into play, it's like your mindset and your position in life will be completely different to someone that is your age that probably hasn't reached those things that they probably get around their 30s, 40s and 50s. Do you understand?
No, I still don't understand. I think 21 is still mad because I feel like 21 is still basically 20, which is still 19.
Mm-hmm.
So even if he's getting money young, I feel like these days a lot of young celebs or young TikTokers or young whoever get money quite early on now these days. So it's like there's a lot of Insta baddies you could go for that are still very young, and you could do the fast life and do all the what kids do when they have money, like go to the clubs or go on these holidays or just show off regardless of how much money, or you're still not going to be mature at 21 with bare money.
Yeah.
Because how long has he had money for? It's probably new money. So I think if you're 25, I can kind of understand. Like if you're 25 and over, I wouldn't really side eye the age gap that much, even though personally I wouldn't do that age gap, but I think I wouldn't side eye it that much if both people are 25 and over.
What would you say like your stopping point is for age gap? Maybe someone younger and older?
I think younger, maybe like 2 years, and then older, probably like 5 years.
I think that's a good age.
What about you?
I think older. I think the oldest I've ever dated is about 8 years. Like dating, getting to know someone, and then.
And how did you find it? Was it a bit like, could you see the age gap, or could you be like, yeah, do you know
no? But do you know what? I when I date someone, I like someone that can teach me. Whether it doesn't have to be the age thing, but I have this thing about I like a guy that can teach me new things, that make me experience new things that I haven't really done. And I believe that sometimes with age meets experience. So I would hope you've already lived certain things or done certain things or experienced certain things that you can teach me. So that's why I'm quite chilled with that. But younger, I think the youngest I've ever been with is 3.5 years. Younger than me, 3.5 years, 4 years, and that was like horrific.
Oh, well, you could tell their age, or
I feel like when you think of a man, like regardless, men are men. That's something I've had to really understand. But I think, yeah, I did notice when I think of like emotionally intelligent communication, like understanding my feelings and taking that into consideration. I don't think a lot of younger men really get that unless they are really raised well to really understand a woman's needs and wants. But yeah, I do kind of notice the difference from like the younger men I have dated compared to like people my age and a bit older. I think they lack in the sense of really understanding a woman's needs and her emotions.
So would you not really, ideally, you wouldn't really go for younger, or?
Okay, like I'm not gonna, I wouldn't ideally be looking and be like if I had options, definitely the younger one would probably be a bit more like, it's not that deep.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I think age plays a factor. Do you think?
Yeah. I think do you know what? Like, I feel like if I can't tell your age, you know, like sometimes you kind of already assume someone is old enough to talk to the point that you've probably had several conversations before you get to the part of like, oh wait, how old are you? And then you find out they're younger and you're like, oh my God, like,
you're taken back
I wouldn't even realize. I think that's really the only way I could get in that situation. But I think if you tell me your age beforehand, I would already be a bit judgmental, but
off of the age thing.
Yeah.
I think I'm quite open. I just hope you're just a good, nice, mature guy, because when you think of like, even when you think of girls, some girls will be in their, I don't know, their early 20s or like mid 20s, and they're very much like, I like to go home, I like to do my work. They're not active like that.
Yeah.
And so I always like to think that I've met guys that are very much a bit younger, but you wouldn't think they are. And I think that's a nice surprise as well. Because think about it, like Gabrielle Union and her baller partner, he's like 10 years younger than her, but he's very from what I've seen, he's quite mature compared to like his fellow people. So, and the 10 years is a big age gap.
But then they're both over 25.
Yeah, exactly. So
because I was watching this, I can't remember what her YouTube is, but she used to be on Love and Hip Hop.
It's not Camille.
Oh, I can't remember, but she recently broke up with, not recently, but she broke up with her husband.
Oh, husband.
And she was saying how she felt like she didn't really know herself. Like now she's obviously getting back into dating. She's like, oh my God, like I don't even really know what I like. Like when they was asking her like who would she date, she was like, oh, she never really had the chance to even date, because obviously she met her husband so young. Like when she was, I think 18 or 19, and he was
that's very young when you really deep it.
I think he was 28.
No way.
Yeah, so yeah, she didn't really get to, I guess, experience. And then obviously that marriage didn't work. She's just like, oh my God, I don't even know who. Not that she doesn't know who she is.
Can I tell you, do you believe in the whole? I saw this tweet where it was like, someone said, oh, whilst you're in your 20s, like enjoy, like don't put that pressure of like finding someone to marry. But then someone counteracted the tweet like, if you are in your 20s and you actually meet that person's for you, why wouldn't you settle down and get married? Like, what do you have a view on that? On like marrying young? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think. Do you know what? I feel like you can do both. Like obviously, if you meet someone, don't just shut it off and be like, well, I'm just out here living my life about me. I feel like you could just take your time with it.
Yeah, of course.
And then also still be quite open. Obviously, if you meet other people along the way, but it's not like you're like, oh my God, this is just my person. Obviously, until maybe he becomes your boyfriend. I think if you're like 60, if you meet someone where you're like young, let's say 16, 17, you lot can wait until you're like maybe 21 to be in a proper relationship. Because when you count school, the amount of rubbish that happens in school,
you don't really count it as a relationship like, unless you're with that same guy. Yeah, then it's like okay,
So there's no point in like running around after this one person if you can just also do your own thing, live life, meet new people. Well, what do you think?
I think I'm the same. I feel like now that I've been out of a relationship and I'm in like an era where I just say that I'm very focused on work and just really like being selfish on me, that I am happy that I am in that moment. Because I think sometimes when you get in a relationship, especially when you're quite young, when you're still finding yourself, still finding your standalone self as well, it's really hard. And I would say if you can, I would say like that whole stress and pressure, don't put too much pressure on yourself. Like you actually need to live. You need to actually be, I think it's so important to be so whole as an individual before you get in a relationship anyways. 100%. Yeah, so it's like if you're like 22, 23 and you're still not sure about who you are, like because you probably won't be at that age anyways. You change, you reinvent, you revamp. But yeah, if you can, as much as possible, till you get to a mental state of like, okay, I am so sure of who I am. I'm so sure of what I want in a partner and in myself. Then I would say, yeah, hold on, because marriage is for the rest of your life. And like I was literally watching my friend, like when I saw her at school compared to how she is now, she's a completely different person. She's still with her guy, but those are things that really come to play in like marriages and relationships. So I always believe like if you have your selfish years, be selfish in them years, like have it, because once you become in that relationship, that engagement, that marriage, you can't be as selfish. And you don't want to be that when you're in your prime. I feel like your prime is your littest, your happiest, your mistakes. You make the most mistakes in your prime rather than when you're not in your prime, because you actually can't F up. So yeah, if you can just focus on yourself, I would 100% like advise that. And then if you meet your person, don't rush it. You know, because if you're meant to be, you'll be, and you always want the best version of both partners anyway. So just work on that. No,
I think that's true, because I feel like when you get in a relationship young as well, or when you're in a relationship anyway, it's very easy to take on what that person wants without even realizing. Because I feel like when I was in a relationship, I was very much like, okay, I won't do this because he doesn't like
back.
it. So you don't even know if you would even like that because you won't even do it because you're like, well, I don't want to upset him or he doesn't like that. And then you come out of something and then you're like, okay, so what do I do now? Because you've been wrapped under someone for so long. So
even when you think of like the celebrities, like I saw this thread on Twitter of like the influences that your partner makes. So something as simple as your dressing, like Kanye, Kim, even Courtney and Travis. There was one of Rihanna and ASAP. Like, it's mad how much you mold into your partner. So yeah, it's so important to make sure you are strong on your own.
Yeah, so you can at least meet someone and be like, do you know what? No, I actually don't like that.
I don't like that. Yeah.
No, I don't want to do. Oh no, yeah, I like doing that. That's what makes me happy.
Exactly.
Hey Peaches, so if you're enjoying this episode, you already know you can listen to this on BBC Sounds with a new episode out every Friday. Now, let's get back to the video.
Yeah, so obviously I saw some things as well when we're speaking on like relationships, marriage and like gender roles. So basically I saw this thing on Twitter where this girl posted like 4 pictures of her, and from what I see is her friend. Like, I'm not getting a vibe of it being her man.
Yeah.
But she basically tweeted someone tweeted those photos of them two together saying another proof that women love men that act like women. And then there was a quote tweet that said women love men they can trust and are comfortable around. Also, he's most likely a good friend. So just for context, the pictures are pretty much like he's very prep and prime, clean, you know, someone that takes care of themselves, and he's just smiling, being like happy in the photos. And obviously outside looking in, he has just more of a, like, I wouldn't say
like
feminine.
brows done.
Yeah,
hair
he has more of a
neat,
clean
dyed.
cut.
Yeah.
And I guess maybe some people outside looking in might think is a bit feminine. And I thought it was a really good like topic on this side of like, do you like how we date? How do you date? Like, do you date off of like, would you be put off if someone was classified as a bit feminine? And also, what is feminine to you? Because that's what I think really comes down to it. Like, what is feminine to you from a man? Would you say, well, yeah, like, what is feminine in a man?
I think feminine for me would just be, I see womanly traits about you.
But there'll be some not red flags, there'll be some that are very more highlighted than others. So like, have you ever had an experience where there's someone that you liked, but he's not manly enough? Maybe that's a better way to put it, manly enough. No. I think I'm just naturally attracted to masculine men. I don't think I would be attracted to someone and like them. But what makes a masculine man though? That's the question. Because masculine...
But I don't... You have to give me an example. Because I don't... Like, to me, feminine is someone who paints their nails. And some guys paint their nails.
Yeah.
I would see that as feminine.
Yeah.
And I don't find that attractive. But I don't mind a guy going for a manicure, like looking after your nails and looking after your hands.
But technically to some people, some boys, even just going to get your nails done is a feminine thing.
Yeah, but then I would find those kind of guys, to me, I just find them more like... You care more of perception rather than what it actually is.
What do you mean? As in the guys that don't go out to get their nails?
Like the only reason why you're not doing that is because you see it as, oh my gosh, you don't want to get judged as looking feminine rather than
my nails are dirty.
Your nails are dirty. Clean your nails. Get your cuticles all pretty cut down. Or like getting your feet, scrubbed and stuff.
Pedicure.
That's not feminine. Whereas going in to get your feet painted, to me, then I'll be like, okay, that is a bit more feminine.
Ooh. So technically, like, when you think of it like this, like, I would agree that self-care kind of...
I wouldn't class self-care as feminine.
But for a lot of guys, self-care comes in this kind of like middle ground, whether it's for some people where that's too... I don't think self-care is feminine at all. Like, I like a guy that takes care of himself, like clean. I feel like cleanliness. Yeah, cleanliness, maybe that's the best way to... Because having like long nails that are dirty, that's not clean.
I wouldn't see that as masculine. Like going out with a guy and then you've got all dirt under your nails.
It's not nice.
I would think you're dirty.
Yeah, and even like... even if you have a unibrow, like I would expect maybe you have someone that can help you pluck them, because those are things that are just not dirty, but it's just, I don't want that. It's not clean enough for me.
Yeah. I get what you mean.
Do you get it though?
Yeah.
As long as you get it. So what are your... Okay, so...
painted nails to me, because even though I see some people's mans, they will paint their nails and stuff.
That's a step too far for me.
Yeah, but to them it's not anything.
Your man getting a massage, like as in is his routine every Sunday. He'll have like spa.
Oh, I
he'll
would
have
like
a
that. I feel like he's
steam.
like he has self-love. Like I'll see that as maintenance. Like
Yeah.
Wow, that's something we can now do together.
Okay.
But I would say something like, you know how, okay, let me move it on to sort of like aesthetics. Like, I don't like my type of guy wouldn't be rocking women handbags. Like, you know how some people use it in fashion sense.
Oh, rah.
Like, you know, it's
No,
like
not
women...
rah as in what, like, no, babe, that's wrong. I'm like, rah. I didn't even know that was a thing like that.
Is it? You probably might not notice that it's actually a woman's bag, but it's like, you know, like they're just so into fashion, like they could rock a woman's bag, but in a way that it's obviously swaggy, but to me...
It's a bit too much
It's
for
just,
you.
yeah.
Yeah. I think speaking of feminine, I feel like at the moment though, I think we have got a really nice shift of like men that have like feminine traits. They're straight men, but they do things like they will be edgy with the handbag. They will do those outfits where
But then
they're
do you
a
think
bit...
we're using the right word? I don't think the word is feminine.
Would you say
I just feel like it's just, edgy, expression,
open,
artsy, yeah.
Oh, because, okay, right. So basically on, this is actually really calm because I was on Instagram the other day and I follow a lot of like fitness people, like boys and girls. And it's crazy as well how girls can be seen as masculine off of like how they train and how their muscles are. So I was watching this girl, she basically had like, she's proper musty at the top, like she's got 6 packs on her back. And the comments were just very much like, oh yeah, it's very manly. So that's what I mean.
But then if a guy was to go get a BBL, then or have his waist pushed in, that to me is feminine.
Yeah, because those are what has been instituted as what women do, is that. And what is been instituted, what men do, is like the whole body bulking. But being feminine is powerful, you know. It's not always just like this sweet, like sometimes being feminine is actually powerful. Like, and I love me personally, I love a guy that is so secure in his sexuality. Like, I like a guy that has bromance, like his boy is his boy. Like,
yes,
do you know what I mean? Where it's like you can be silly with your boy, but it's just, you know how like I could like hug you and like, do you know, I love this girl, but it's just what it is.
Yeah, like,
and I want my man to have that love for his
would do
brother.
that thing,
like,
I love you, no homo. It's like you don't need to know homo.
You don't need to say no more. Yeah,
like be secure. Or like, let's say like I have a partner and we have a little girl and then she ends up painting his nails. I wouldn't want you to be like, oh my god, I need to take this off because like
I want you to do tea parties with our daughter. Like
feel secure to like play your part as her dad and let her be a little girl around you and not feel like it's intimidating to your
and it's all about being secure in your own energy. Do you feel like, I was going to ask you a big question, do you feel like, okay, when you think of your future and your relationship, when you think of like the next partner you're with, what do you feel like is feminine energy that you accept? Because I feel like I had this conversation earlier. Like, there's
what do
certain
you mean
things.
Feminine energy?
So, like for me personally, like I know that I want my partner not to be so, I can't do that. Like, I don't want him to have that mentality. I want him to be like, it's not that, like, you're secure in yourself. Though? Okay, so for me, like if I'm dating someone, I want to be able to like grab my wig and be like, babe, like I want to see if my wig on like as banter, like, and not him be like, nah.
But don't you think that's just more playful?
Yeah. So yeah, but some boys are very much like, nah, don't do that. I don't feel like they don't want to do that, but it's like, calm down. Like, it's just playful between me and you. Like, I've dated men that I've just very much like, no, and it's boring. So for me, I'd want someone that, I'm not trying to show that to the world, it's fine, but just, it's fun. Like, it's not that deep. Like, I want someone that's so okay with being able to play with me, and I want to dress him up as something just for bants or just to be, you know, sometimes you just be bored.
But don't you feel like dressing someone up is not being, I don't think that's being feminine.
Yes, same. But some people, like when
I do think that's like, don't you think that's a bit far though?
Not dressing like
like, yo, babe, put this wig on, let me stick it on you, let me put your makeup on.
I don't think so.
Oh, I think that is
fair. I don't think it is. It's like if I was to dress up in my man's, like dress up in his tracksuit, put grills on, put a fake beard, that banter, and he dresses up as me as banter. We have our fun. And we like messing. We're basically taking the piss out of each other. I think that's. I'm comfortable. I'm very comfortable with stuff like that, and I would hope my partner is as well. Yeah. But I think it is each to their own.
Yeah. Okay. Well, guys, let us know what you think. But we're gonna move on to the hotline. See what has you guys pressed this week.
This is the Pressed Hotline.
Hi, girlies. You're the best part of my Fridays. Okay, so confession time. I'm not the best at giving head. My boyfriend never comes when I do it. I never used to enjoy it, but all the men I date love it. So set myself a challenge to give my boyfriend the best head he has ever had. So I started watching porn to help me learn some new tricks. My boyfriend was using my phone to check something and saw I had a tab open with gay porn. And now he thinks I have a kink for gay men. But all now, I just wanted to learn how to give him the best head. I just want to learn in peace. So what's the problem?
The problem is her man thinks she likes gay porn when it's like, nah, babe.
But why was she watching gay porn?
Because, babe, let me tell you why. Okay.
Oh, because she wants to see what men like.
Yeah, because you know how
men know how to
give the best head. Yeah, like that's probably what. Oh, how do you? Just be honest. I'll say, babe, no, I want to give you the best head, but watching gay porn as a straight woman is wild. You know.
You know, a lot of women actually like watching
gay porn.
Yeah, like I was listening to a podcast and I've heard a few people say it a few times, like they like to watch men.
Oh, but don't you find it? I find it funny that she left the tab open. Because
yeah, that is
have you ever had like a scare where maybe you've had mate? Can you tell me the story?
I'm trying to think. I don't think I've ever got caught. Tell yours.
Babe, I've been
got caught. Oh, babe, I'm so embarrassed for you.
Be embarrassed. I'm embarrassed for you. You're not going to tell yours?
Well, I'm trying to think. I don't... Babe,
okay, maybe I'll start it off so you can see how comfortable you feel right now.
Babe, I just don't... Babe, you'll just always get yourself into these situations. I don't think, but I'm going to keep thinking.
All right, so I was at college and, you know, I feel like ending of school to starting college was my very, experiencing, era. Just when I knew what I liked, what I didn't like. And so I had a tab opened, but it was on my laptop.
Mm-hmm.
So I was in my workplace where I was making the coffee.
Where you was a barista maestro.
And all you heard was, babe, I didn't close the tab.
But I'm so confused though. Was you on the coffee table?
No, I came
at the back.
Yeah, no, I came in at the front. I came in as just getting a coffee, just doing coursework. That's what I came to do, into a coffee shop.
So you wasn't actually on shift?
No, thank God. But it was just as embarrassing.
To the coffee shop to do your work?
Just to do my work.
With your laptop?
Yeah, with my laptop. Which
so you opened your laptop?
Opened my laptop.
And then
all you
porn
heard
starts playing out loud. Yeah. And who's in the coffee shop?
Everyone, babe.
And then what do they do?
I mean, the couple looked up. I just slapped my laptop back down. I've never been so proactive with something. Babe, I've never been so embarrassed in my life. I never watched porn on my laptop ever again.
Babe, I don't even think that's that embarrassing.
Babe, it's very embarrassing.
I think it's adulting.
Okay, let's talk about yours. Make me feel better.
I mean, I think I have watched porn in the past, but I don't think I never was
But that means you've never had an amazing because you know when you have an amazing you just close the laptop and go to bed. You forget
not
about it.
Everyone needs porn.
No, but I'm trying to say because you've watched it. So since you know when you usually watch porn,
you kind of get addicted to it.
No. You can't.
Because what are you trying to say here?
No, as in say you watch something, you climax. You end up you're watching it and then you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So once I obviously had done that, that's it. I've gone to bed. I just closed the laptop.
I'm delete evidence.
That moment I did not. The thing was so amazing that it just put me in a coma to bed, shut it, went to college, came back, went to do work, and then I was like, oh shit,
it's still there.
This is what I was doing last night. I feel so disgusted in myself.
Wow.
I know.
No, I don't think I've ever been caught doing that.
Oh, that's really good. That means you are very I've done it now. Delete.
Yeah, yeah.
Pop back to our hot peach that is having the biggest dilemma. I mean,
no, because I feel
if your man watched lesbian porn, you wouldn't be like, why are you watching I wouldn't be like, why are you watching lesbian porn? I just think, that's just
I'll just ask why. And if he says to me it's not a kink, and she should just be like, I'm not gonna lie, I just don't feel like I'm giving you the best head.
Yes, I wanted to learn a bit more. Yeah. Do you know what, guys? Stop communicating. Every time, you know me and Adeola, communication is the best thing. Just say to him, I'll come down, it wasn't that deep, I was just taking, I wanted to see Tekka's. Tekka's.
Or like, and then even if it was a kink of yours, then just say, I'm not gonna lie, it's just one of them kinks. Because like, you know, a lot of like when I used to watch porn, I would prefer watching girl on girl.
Yeah.
And it's not like, I just prefer watching that.
Yeah, I get it, because it's just, everyone has their own thing.
Yeah.
And I feel like she actually has a reason for why she was watching the gay porn.
So just explain the reason.
Explain it to him. And then I personally, but can I show you what I've learned? Just switch it. So he's like, all right, show me then. And then give him the best head of your life.
There we go.
Drops mic and is thinking of the mics. Guys, Madness with Maz.
It's time for Madness with Maz.
Cardi B. It's been all over the TL.
I love really Cardi. Good how you done that.
Did you?
That was really good.
Oh, I love
the drop the mic.
And then
speaking of mics,
guys, I'm getting really better. Good at your job, yeah. Get better at my job now. But did you see it, Adeola?
Yeah.
What did you think of it? Well, maybe give them some context. I feel like you always give a good context of it.
So Cardi B was performing at a festival. From the short clip I saw, there was a fan in the side and she had poured water onto Cardi. Well, attempted to pour water onto Cardi. Cardi B naturally, quickly just flew that mic and dashed it right at her.
And what I feel like this story has two sides. Not two sides, it has two versions, because there's one version where you see the girl dashing it and she was like, I'm sorry, I'm still.
I'm sorry.
Like, how do you get from to I'm sorry, because it felt like you didn't read the room.
Yeah.
Because when I was like researching it, apparently from what I heard, was that Cardi actually said, guys, throw water, kind of have that vibe. And then it stopped. Like, when you've done your part now, she wants to perform. But unfortunately, my girl didn't read the room and she still threw it. And I think it is a bit, like, when you watch it before knowing that she asks people to throw water at her, it's really scary. Like, when you're in the public eye, you actually don't know who's coming to watch you. You don't know who likes you, who doesn't like you, who's here for an agenda. And just dashing randomly, no one else is dashing something. You would just think, what are you doing? Like, do you think you would react like that? Or, so say you're, okay, obviously you just had your show, you're performing, you're acting, and then someone throws water. I don't think you'd react like that, but I feel like you'd, I think you're really chilled,
It depends. Like if I knew like someone purposely just
no reason, babe. Like how everyone just like ooh, and then someone just goes like that. You're gonna be a bit like what you
I think I'll do something.
Yeah, because you'd assume that if you're coming, you're paying money to come. I'm headlining. I'm a main character. If you're not coming to support, you're coming to do something mad. That's what I would think.
Yeah, I think Cardi B was right to do what she done.
And I feel like sometimes as like celebrities, influencers, public figures, people expect you to take their ish.
Yeah,
regardless.
And I just think, but why would you even think Cardi was just gonna? What did you think she was gonna do?
This girl's been about it.
Cardi's been doing stuff like that. I think maybe if it was someone like Summer Walker.
I don't really know much about her back.
Not, I mean, that is acceptable, but I'm just saying, like, why did you think you could, like, provoke Cardi and she wouldn't react?
Yeah,
like, she's 100%, a very reactive person.
100%.
Whereas someone like Summer Walker is
she's not
less reactive.
Is it?
Like, especially, because she kind of has anxiety when she's on stage. She doesn't really like performing anyway. She's just chilled.
I feel like
she would just walk off stage.
Yeah, I feel like her performance, when I watched, that's the first time I ever watched Summer. She doesn't have much stage.
Oh my gosh, have you seen her outside though lately? No. The videos of her in the club on her head.
Oh,
I was like, girl, this anxiety you have is only.
But don't you think it's restricted to people you don't know?
Yeah, because I can understand that. Because I can have a lit fun time with my friends that I know. And then you might see me out to an event and I'm more restricted.
Yeah, 100%. I said to Joe, like, I think one of my best nights was after her show. We had this, like, she done an after party, like a celebration. And it was literally just people I know, like your friends, like our friends, had the best night. And I always say, like, when we go out, I'm like, I wish I was that version of me on a night out at as an event, because I'm so much more free. I could be crazy. I can wild out respectfully with people that I know and trust. And when it comes down to it, they'll be like, "Babe, you're doing too much now. It's time to go home." Rather than doing that with people you actually don't know. Yeah.
And I think it also goes to show as well, like, why sometimes celebrities or people in the public eye might be a bit more restricted or have anxiety, because as you saw, like, Cardi's just performing and you just have this person just throw water at her.
Have you ever had a situation where you, like, as a public figure, it doesn't have to be violent,
only
but
that
where
weird
it's
one
been
when
a bit
I came
like...
out. Sorry, only that weird one when I came out of the station. When that guy was like, oh, what are you doing here? But I just felt like his tone was just so, like,
off.
How am I not allowed to travel around London anymore?
Yeah.
So, and I obviously gave a sassy reply back, like, I can't remember what my reply was, but I just remember he was just looking at me and I was just looking at him, and then he kind of just was like, okay. But I could tell he was probably thinking I'm rude.
Don't you feel like people would expect you to be... Listen, like, you know how on camera you'll have your Adeola Patronne, so you have to the majority like some sort of like, okay, this is how Adeola is and this is what I expect from her. Don't you feel sometimes people expect that, but it's like, I don't actually know you, and then also you don't know me on this day as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, maybe that girl that threw it was like, oh, it's Cardi, she's like an girl, do you get it?
She thought she'll be like,
but it's like, no, you don't know.
Don't overstep.
Yes. Yeah. That's the best way to put it. I've never had anyone... I've had cheeky people with comments, and it's just like, like, whatever. But I've never had someone been like actually like physical where it's like it affected me. I went out with this girl one time, she's from Love Island, and she told me that one time she was in a club, someone literally... Well, at a PA, someone grabbed a bottle and threw it at her, like, and I said, that's too much. Like, people are too unhinged with people they hate, that are platform people, whatever, and people that they love. It's like, let's all take a minute.
Let's all calm down.
And just remember that we're all human. We all have a good day and a bad day.
Literally.
And just don't get too comfortable because I don't know you like that.
Literally. But yeah, guys, that is it. Okay, guys, so we will see you later. Bye, guys.
Bye. Thank you so much for watching our peaches. Remember, you can listen to every episode of Pressed on BBC Sounds and be the first to see more from us right here. Make sure you guys are subscribed to BBC Sounds YouTube channel.